said it'd make a fool out of me.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to another premium guitar lesson with Rusty Cash. In this week's lesson, we're going to look at the second solo to Country Boy Rock and Roll that was recorded by Marty Stuart, and Kenny Vaughan is playing the second solo. And just by the way, that intro that you were listening to, that's the solo we're going to learn. That wasn't me playing, that's actually Kenny Vaughan playing. A little snippet from the actual recording. So, let me say a few things before we get started. On my other channel, which is The Rusty Cash, I did the first solo, which was by Marty Stuart, which is the kind of the beat bender. Although I kind of transcribed it how it would work with a regular guitar. So if you want to learn that solo, the first solo, you can just look it up. Just type in my name and Country Boy Rock and Roll guitar lesson, see if it comes up. It should come up. So this is going to be the second solo off that recording. Also, unless you've got the actual CD or purchased the song, which I think you can get from Amazon for 99 cents. I think that's what I did. Most of what you're going to see on YouTube when you type in Country Boy Rock and Roll are going to be live performances of it. And Kenny, he's a good, I mean, they're a tight band, so he's going to improv. He's going to play a lot of different stuff. So his solos are not going to always, what you're seeing live is not always going to match the recording, right? So there's that, and let's see, this is going to be a quick lesson because I've got some stuff I got to do this week with my father. And for those of you who are my normal monthly subscribers, I'm going to make this video available to the public so that anybody else who's interested in signing up can get an idea of what we're learning on like a weekly basis. And if you're interested in signing up for premium lessons, just follow the link in the description down below. It can take you to my blog and you can read the terms and conditions and how it works. So the song is in the key of D, and really cool song. This is actually an old bluegrass song that they redid. Marty Stuart does a lot of that. And it's in the key of D, and a lot of this is just really just deep blues. It reminds me of just textbook Albert Lee types of licks. But Kenny does he adds in some interesting notes in there that kind of make it a little bit different, I suppose. And if you're familiar with a lot of Albert Lee stuff, then you'll see where he changes it up just a little bit. And if I just play through it slow, let me go ahead and do that. Now I might have added in played some of the notes a little bit differently than the way he's playing it, but that's typically basically how I would play that. And it's pretty quick, it's a tough little solo when you try to play it up to speed, so you have to practice with it and start out slow. Yeah, I even have trouble, playing it up to speed. So, but let's get started on transcribing it. Okay, so for this first part, let's just try to handle that right now. So it's got a little lead in. So we're going 12 on the 4th string to the 10th on the 3rd. I'm playing the 4th string with my pick, and then I'm hybrid picking the 10th fret of the 3rd string. And then you're going to go into that straight old Chuck Berry kind of. So you're going to go to the 3rd string, 12th fret, bend that up. So we'll bend that up a whole step. And then you're going to play, I think he's playing both of them. It might just be. but 10th fret of both the second and the first string. So, and pick, I use my pick through the entire part there. Now you're going to come to the 13th fret of the second string. You can either pick off back to the 10th fret of the second string or pick it, you know. I typically pick it, but sometimes I might pull off. And if you pull off, it might help you a little better on the speed, if you want to do that. But a lot of country players try to stay right on the, you know, the beat and have a consistent attack. So, I mean, they'll pick straight through everything, and a lot of times. But sometimes, if you need to get by, you know, just go by your ear, whatever you think sounds good to you. Okay, so when we get done with that, we're gonna come over to the 13th fret of the third string. 13, 12, 10 on the third string. This is all blues. 12 on the fourth string, and then you're going to play, just anchor your third finger down on the 12th fret of the second and the third string. Hybrid pick both of those notes. Classic country lick. Come back to the 12th fret of the fourth string, and I'm playing both the 10th fret of the second and the third string, but you can get by just playing just the third string. And you're going to hammer in to from the 10th fret to the 11th fret twice, or you can straight pick it, however you want to do it. So all of that together is, and then you're going to 12, 10 on the fourth string, 12, 11, 10 on the fifth string. Then you're going to come back to the 8th fret of the fifth string, slide up to the 9th, and then you're gonna play the 7th fret of the third string and just slide it back. Classic blues stuff. That's all really a lot of these country licks are. It's just straight out of the minor blues scale. So some things in there you might, you know, when you play that fast, you might have to throw in some pick-offs, hammer-ons, and what have you. So, but the only place I'm really higher picking is right there at the beginning. Actually, I may catch that high E as well. Can you see my hand? Let's see. Don't do that. That's adding in an extra note. That just sometimes that's why he's doing he's got time to do that. A lot of times you may see someone and go back to it, just hammer in once. But since he's leaving that out, you can do it twice. But not a whole lot of hybrid picking, really not a whole lot of hybrid picking in this song. I mean, you can, it just depends on where you want it. But most of where I'm doing it is, I pointed it out when I was playing it. So let's go on to the second part. Okay, so this next one's pretty interesting because it's got the flat 5 in there, or the sharp 4, and kind of truistic of like kind of an I want to say Brent Mason will do that a lot. He'll, like, if you're in this D position, he'll slide back to that flat 5. It sounds a lot better and carries over from your jazzy stuff, but you know, you're playing it anyways when you're playing it down here. But a lot of times, you know, those kind of licks. So we're just you're gonna bend up on the 13th fret of the second string, but I think he's also adding in the 10th fret of the first string, so it's like playing them together. And just kind of digging into it. So you're playing the 10th fret again of the first string, back to the 13th fret of the second string, back to the 11th fret of the second string, up to the 13th fret of the third string. That's that flat 5 again. So it's let me play through it all together. Yeah. I'm sorry. So when you speed it up, it's kind of, you got this kind of half-step slide thing going on between your 5 and your flat 5, and you're playing it on 2 different strings. Go back when you come to the 13th fret of the 3rd string the first time. Go back to the 11th fret of the 2nd string. What I'm doing is it sounds like he may be hammering, he's sliding, but I'm bending on the 12th fret, kind of through the 13th, through that flat 5, and then back to the 11th fret of the 2nd string. And you're gonna, so you're gonna go 11, 12, 10 to the 12, back to the 10, 13. So it'll be, and then you're gonna be 12, 10, and then slide back to the 9. Oh, I'm sorry. Come back before you slide back. Come back to the 12 one more time on the 2nd string, then back to the 10, then slide back to the 9. So it's, then you're going to go to 10, slide back to 9, 12, 3rd string, 10, 12, 3rd string, hammer into, or pick the 11th fret, so it's 11th fret of the 3rd string, and then 10, 12 on the 2nd string, 10 on the 1st string, and just let it slide it back. So it's like, at least that's how I'm playing. I think that's how he's playing. There's another way you could probably play it. I think but that to me would be a little bit harder to get back here when you speed it up. So and all of that I'm straight picking as well. Really cool little lick there.